Festival.
So first of all, hello Corey Taylor and hello Josh Rand from Stone Sour.
Hello.
Hi. Honestly, I mean, it was just something that kind of came together. I mean, it was an idea I'd kind of had, percolating for a while, and when we started to kind of put stuff together for them, I mean, it just made sense. And we've tried to challenge ourselves with every album to try and, to push the boundaries musically and whatnot. And but with this, it just seemed like everything came together really organically. It came together really effortlessly. I mean, the music and the songs were, some of the best we ever wrote, and they just came together naturally, and it just happened for a good reason.
But the plan was to make a concert record.
Yeah. We started with the concept, and then we all just kind of started, bringing the music in and whatnot, and it just became something so much more than we even expected. I mean, it was really exciting. No. We started recording in
Okay.
April. Me and Josh started putting the demos together last year, like the end of last year and the beginning of this year. But we did a little bit of pre-production with Dave, our producer, and then we went right into the studio. I mean, and we were in the studio a very short amount of time, actually half the time that we were in the studio for Audio Secrecy, and we essentially recorded 2 albums in the course of that time. So it was almost like we did double what we had done before in half the time. I mean, it was, but it was a lot of work, and it really paid off. We recorded 24,
Ah,
but
okay, so
the 23 came out really,
yeah.
really fantastic, and luckily the one that we didn't end up using was essentially an instrumental, but we just couldn't find the soul for it,
Okay,
and
so
so it was easy to kind of put that away and maybe come back to it another day. But yeah, I mean, the 23 that we really, really finished and made amazing are exactly that. I mean, it's pretty fantastic.
Well, actually, I'll let you answer this one.
I should probably answer
Yeah.
that one.
so Corey.
It's basically a story about um, choices in your life, and
There are many.
it's exactly. I mean, it's essentially the story of a man kind of trying to figure out what the rest of his life's going to be. Who he's going to be for the rest of his life. A lot of us, we hit that point in our life where it's kind of the halfway mark, and it comes down to, do we want to continue to be the person that we were and make the same mistakes and do the same things, and really just, stagnate in a lot
Yeah.
of ways? Or do we turn to the future and try to realize the potential of who we could be, and try to be a better person if we're not the best person that we could be? So it comes down to choices. I mean, the story itself is a very fantastic, like science fiction kind of vibe, but that's in essence the idea behind the story itself is just about, what do you do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with the rest of your life?
To make the right decision at the right time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a little bit of me in there. It was cool. I was able to kind of create this world, and these characters, but then at the same time, I was able to kind of draw from real life and experience, and really try to make the characters very real, and very honest. And I mean, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to entertain people with a really interesting story, but at the same time, I wanted them to kind of think. I wanted them to kind of shake up what, how they look at their own life, and hopefully, maybe look at the decisions that they've made, and try to encourage people to be the best that they can. Basically, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
So
mean,
that everyone can find
it could
itself
be
in the
anyone.
character.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. I think we all have those voices in our heads that, at any given moment, kind of, they talk us out of good things, or they talk us out of bad things, and that's essentially what the other characters are. They're those angels that are on our shoulders, just talking us into or out of doing what's right for themselves.
Is it?
Yeah, I think overall it's the album or both records when you put them together is just the next stage of where we are as people and musicians. There's heavy stuff, but there's also melodic stuff, and there's a couple twists that are actually, I feel like, new directions for us, but those are on disc 2. We won't get in too much into that.
So when I got you right, the first part of the album, House of Gold and Bones, is harder stuff, and the second album is more gently.
I wouldn't say gently. For me, I would say it's darker and it's heavier. Yeah, more. They're both their own animals. Yeah, they're completely different. It's not like, one thing I will state is part 2 isn't part 1 just with different lyrics, because it's its own journey and it's completely different from part 1.
Yeah. I'm working on a comic book that's based around the story that I wrote, the short story for the album itself, which is cool because, essentially I split the story into 2 halves, and the first half will be in part 1 and the second half will be in part 2. So I'm basically doing a comic book based off of the story. So it's just another dimension to this really cool story. I mean, you got the story itself that you can read while you listen to the songs, which is almost like the internal dialogue for the characters and whatnot. And then with the comic books, I'll be able to kind of get into the visual, and really just make it something that just hits on so many different levels that people really get drawn into it.
And who's doing the comic book? Not you.
No, I'm.
You're not drawing the comic. The
No,
characters.
no, God, no. I'm a terrible. I can't draw for anything, man. Yeah, so yeah, it's something that I'm working the script out, and then I'll have various artists work on it with me. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd love to see something like that happen. I'd love to have it released in several different languages. I mean, it happened with my book. I can't see why it wouldn't happen in
would be useful.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be really cool.
No, he only came in to help with the album. At the top of the year, we were discussing who would come in for bass to play bass, and we asked him, and he came in and played it. But obviously, he's also part of Skid Row, so from a scheduling standpoint, he just it couldn't work out for him to be with us for the next year and a half, or however.
Oh, but Corey is part of 2 bands too, so why not?
Well,
it works.
Yeah.
So, but he only came in for recording the new album, both parts.
Yes, he did both parts. Johnny Chow will actually be the tour bass player.
Okay.
No, we're actually gonna strip it way down. We're at least at first we're basically just gonna come out, and it's just gonna be us and our instruments, and just make it about the music and the audience, and just basically kind of balance a bunch of material from the new album with some the old stuff that people want to hear. But as time goes on and the tours go on, and then both albums come out, what I would like to see happen is to do a tour based around booking 2 nights in different places, and then doing all of part 1 one night, and then doing all of part 2 the next, and being able to create something like that. But I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, right now for us, but right now we're just really excited about getting the album out and getting it out to people,
sure.
and then just reconnecting in a live standpoint.
So Corey and Josh, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Very nice, and good luck for the record. Good luck for the tour. See you soon, okay?
Absolutely.
Star FM.